Originals. Découvrez en avant-première nos interviews sur les séries qui font l'actu.
Bonjour, dans cet épisode d'Originals de Péta Série, on est avec Schumer et Michael Cera qui sont les protagonistes de Life Beth, une série qui sera bientôt disponible sur Disney+. So hello!
Hello!
Hi. Because your character is a wine distributor, let's start with a wine-related question for both of you. So red or white, and what would be the perfect wine for both of you?
Whoa, this is really hard. This got political immediately. I can't. Okay. Usually I would say like a really oaky Chardonnay, a wine, Chardonnay aged in oak, but also, but also a big, beautiful red wine. I mean, if somebody else is paying, Opus One.
Right?
Yeah.
I just had to quickly Google to make sure, but there's this wine called Frappato that is a Sicilian wine. And my father, I have Sicilian heritage, and it's
bold. Okay.
Delicious.
Whoa, bold, Michael.
Yeah. Okay. Was Michael always the actor you envisioned for the role of John?
No, this was written for the Hemsworth brothers.
What led down?
Duty on it?
Michael was my dream to play this role, and I thought there was next to no chance. I still can't believe he said yes, but
it's such a no-brainer.
Oh my God, no, it's not. No, it's like really a big risk to do things. It's just so many things can go wrong. It's like just one thing is off, or they market it the wrong way or whatever. It's such a gamble to say yes to any project that I think it takes a certain level of bravery. And so, yeah, I just like,
but I would say just off of that, I mean, you can, that's true. And it's always the fear, that it just won't go the way your biggest hopes, it won't live up to those. But everything was pointing in a very good direction, with this. I mean, and I knew that the intention coming from Amy and from, Amy's core brain trust team was to make something great. And that was really clear and very, inspiring and made you feel like it was going to be good, or that they were going to fight for it to be good.
It's true because Michael, when we see your few past projects, well, one would think that you're really demanding or picky about the project you work on.
He's a diva. I'll say it. He's a diva.
Not my word.
We've all had probably. Well, I can speak for myself. I've had some crazy nightmare experiences where you make something and you think it's going to be one thing, and then it just turns out to be something very different in the way that it's sold or marketed or what it actually becomes. And none of it is really in your control as an actor. You can only hope, and you can control like this tiny little area of what you're doing. But even then, that's in somebody else's hands, and your work is not really representative of what you wish for it to be. So it's a lot of trust, like Amy said.
I love Michael's choices. Like, I think you have such a great body of work and career to be so proud. Like, that's something I aspire to, like just the body of work that, I mean, I'm so dark, so I'm always like, think about like, okay, when I die. But I think Mike is like such a beautiful.
We can see that on this show. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
The morbid show.
So you guys just shot in the summer of 2021, right?
Yeah.
Sounds
so
right.
It was a bit after the peak of COVID, and I feel that the series really resonates with the pandemic. How everyone just sort of took a beat from their lives and just are refocusing on their happiness. Would you say that the pandemic has impacted how you thought about the show?
Yeah.
Oh, totally. And it gave us an extra full year to develop and tweak the scripts. And so definitely would rather the pandemic have not happened, but it did definitely help the show. And I think it is such an exciting time for performers and just creative people, because this just really was such a lesson, and you don't know what's going to happen. And so I think we're all feeling this like inspiring energy of like, fuck it. like, let's just go for it and make something as good as we possibly can. I'm sorry I curse, but I don't know how else to say it, you know. Yeah, you could just believe it, right?
Yeah, and you know, there was like this crazy mass quitting, you know, phenomenon in the last year where people like in unprecedented numbers quit their jobs and made this big life shift, similar to what, you know, this kind of crisis that Beth is confronted with. So it's strangely timely and relevant that that's what this show is about, that kind of precipice in your life where you're like looking forward and seeing where the road leads and just feeling a sense of dread about it and wanting to make a big turn.
I hadn't really thought about that. It's so
Yeah.
true. So
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
Did you watch Mulaney host SNL?
I didn't see it. When was that? Just
so good. He hosted last week. It was so,
last week. Oh,
yeah. It just felt like gloves off. Like this performer. It just feels like performers, especially, are just like, you know, it's like kind of why I wanted to host the Oscars and just all of this. It's just like, let's go.
It's just more truthful than before. I have this feeling too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Originals. Découvrez en avant-première nos interviews sur les séries qui font l'actu.